President Trump has started interviewing potential Supreme Court justices. The White House hopes to replace retiring Justice Anthony Kennedy before midterm elections in November, while Republicans still hold a slim majority in the Senate. Weijia Jiang has the latest from Washington.
President Trump has launched his search for the next justice of the Supreme Court.
During the morning, I interviewed and met with 4 potential justices of our great Supreme Court. They are outstanding people. They are really incredible people.
The president says he will meet with 2 or 3 more candidates and make a decision over the next few days. He has also met with key senators whose support he'll need in replacing retiring Justice Anthony Kennedy. Among them, Republican Senator Susan Collins, who drew a line on the issue of abortion rights.
Candidate for this important position who would overturn Roe v. Wade would not be acceptable to me.
Roe versus Wade legalized abortion in 1973. President Trump says he will not question potential nominees on their views about it, saying it would be inappropriate to discuss. But Democrats point out the president will have that information without asking.
He doesn't need to ask that question because those nominees on his list have already been screened by the Federalist Society and the Heritage Foundation and other outside groups.
CBS News has learned that D.C. Circuit Court Judge Brett Kavanaugh and Chicago Circuit Court Judge Amy Coney Barrett are among the leading contenders. The president hopes to have a justice confirmed for the start of the next session in October.
Weijia Jiang joins us now from the White House. Weijia, President Trump told us that he met with 4 of his candidates to replace Anthony Kennedy. Do we have any indication who he met with?
You know, President Trump described these 4 as outstanding and incredible people, but the White House is being very quiet about exactly who they are. In fact, just a short time ago during the White House press briefing, we tried to press Sarah Sanders about the identities of these judges, and she would only say that they were each here and met with the president for 45 minutes. But of course, we know that they came from a longer list of 25 judges the president actually rolled out last year, and now that list has been whittled down to about 6 or 7 who he plans to meet with. So in addition to these 4 in the coming days, he will speak with 2 or 3 more people before making his decision and then announcing that decision exactly 1 week from today. But as far as the identities of who was here today, Sanders would not commit to any of that.
And Weijia, what do we know about exactly what President Trump is looking for in a Supreme Court nominee?
You know, obviously, this is a huge decision for the president, but it's not his decision alone in terms of who else is advising him. We know that White House counsel Don McGahn is actually leading the selection and confirmation process, and other advisors are as well. One judicial advisor who has been in touch with the president tells CBS News that there are 3 main things that he is looking for, and that is someone who is really qualified, who has the credentials. We know the president often talks about experience and resume and the elite credentials that really make a difference. He's looking for someone who, in his words, is not weak, meaning won't be afraid to carry out tough decisions, no matter what they are. No matter what the court of public opinion says. And he is looking for someone who will interpret the law the way the framers intended it to be, which is interesting because that leaves some room for interpretation. But the bottom line is he does want someone who's going to carry out his agenda, right? Because this is going to be a legacy for the president, and all the cases to come that this justice will rule on will define his chapter of America.
Weijia, Senator Susan Collins, a key Republican swing vote, has said that she will not vote to confirm a nominee who supports overturning Roe v. Wade. But isn't it possible she votes for a nominee who refuses to state his or her position?
You know, I think we should expect Senator Collins and other moderate Republicans to grill the nominee during their confirmation hearing about Roe v. Wade. But unless this person explicitly says, I will not overturn it, they're going to have to rely on other things that the nominee says, mainly about how they interpret standing law. You know, Senator Collins drew this line with Roe v. Wade, not only based on the content of the case, but she said that she could not vote for a judge who did not respect established law. And of course, Roe v. Wade has been the law since 1973. And so, again, if the nominee does not come come out and say what they plan to do for that specific case. The questions will then have to become, are they willing to overturn laws that have been on the books in this country for decades? You know, Sanders was also asked about this because President Trump says he will not explicitly ask the candidates that he's talking to about this case, but it doesn't matter because they have been vetted by conservative groups. There is no confusion about where they stand on abortion rights. And so the question for him is whether he wants to overturn Roe v. Wade and whether that is his ultimate goal, like he promised on the campaign trail.
Weijia Jiang at the White House, thank you.